My name is Antarawat, 78 years old. My body is weary, my bones heavy with time. But the weight I carry in my soul is far greater, a secret buried for 35 years. A stone lashed to my chest, suffocating me night after sleepless night. Old age brings more than aches. It sharpens the urgency to settle accounts with one's conscience. And mine, my friend, screams. I was only 25 when I was sent to the parish of Snow, Geronimo dos Montes, a small village of sun-baked clay houses, dust-choked roads, and the scent of fresh bread drifting through open windows. Simpler times, or so they seemed. I arrived with a pressed Cossack, a Bible under my arm, and a heart full of zeal. Years in the seminary had convinced me the altar was my calling, and for a while, I believed I'd found it. The church was led by Father Justino, revered, admired, nearly worshipped. Women called him an angel. Men invited him to every feast. Children saw him as a hero. I, in my naivety, saw a mentor. His voice could soothe the desperate. His words held congregations spellbound. It was impossible not to be drawn in. But I didn't yet know what lurked behind that serene tone and immaculate robe. The first cracks at first. Everything was new. I assisted in Mass, visited the sick, organized youth gatherings, and learned parish customs under Justino's guidance. He was paternal, praising my good heart, but cautioning. Keep your eyes open, Antero, but not too wide. Not everything we see deserves to be spoken of. At the time, I thought it mere advice against gossip. Now I recognized the threat coiled. Beneath those words, by the third week, unease prickled at Mia, fly buzzing in the ear. Relentless. Then, on a sweltering Thursday afternoon, I returned to the sacristy after lunch, having forgotten my notebook. The heat was oppressive, the streets deserted. Even the birds had gone silent. The church doors were ajar, since Justino insisted they remain locked. The air smelled of incense and old wood. As I crept toward the sacristy, I heard it, a stifled sob. It's not from the pews, but from a back room, where Justino kept old liturgical items. My body froze before my mind understood why. There, it's on the floor, sat a boy 9, maybe 10, his shirt crumpled, tears streaking his face. Gripped his arm, whispering something I couldn't decipher. The boy's eyes, God, those eyes held a fear so raw it choked me. Justino noticed me and didn't flinch. Anthro, come in. We were just finishing. His smile was rehearsed, his tone casual, as if inviting me for coffee. The boy fled, stumbling, alone. With Justino, I sat numb as he spun lies like scripture. Some children lack affection, Antero. The church must fill that void. He quoted Ecclesiastes to everything. There is a season, implying some truths were meant to stay hidden. I wanted to believe him, to believe I was wrong, because if I wasn't, everything I devoted my life to was rotten. The pattern emerges days past. I watched, noticed the same boys lingering after Mass, not to arrange chairs, but to disappear with Justino. There. Returned with rumpled clothes, hollow stares. Paulinho, an 8-year-old with wide, world-weary eyes, was the breaking point. His mother boasted how Justino had called him a child of faith. But soon Paulinho woke screaming at night, refusing to enter the church. When I found him trembling in a pew, he whispered, "Father makes me promise secrets." The letter I wrote to the bishop. 3 pages of trembling script, sealed with urgent for the bishop's eyes only. The reply came a week later. Father Justino will be informed. Maintain discretion and obedience. Discretion, obedience. Code for silence. The reckoning Justino confronted me, his voice a serpent's hiss. You'll ruin lives, mothers, children, the entire parish's faithful, for your arrogance. His grip on my shoulder was a brand. Regret this. The village turned cold. Whispers followed me. Even the bishop's investigator, a man in a dark suit, seemed less interested in truth than damage control. But then, Anaganor. Agano's uncle arrived with a cassette tape. His nephew's voice, shaky but clear, detailed the abuse. Proof. Together, We took it to Mariano, a journalist who'd spent decades exposing corruption. The storm breaks the article. The silence of God detonated like a bomb. The diocese scrambled. Justino was suspended. More victims came forward. Luan, now a grown man, mailed a signed confession. "I know you saw," he wrote, "but I forgive you. Help me save the others." The last toll the night before the story ran, the church bell rang unprompted 3 ghostly peals. A warning? An absolution? Today my body fails me. The doctors murmur of time running short. But when I think of Snow Geronimo, I no longer see the coward. I was only the man who finally broke the silence. I tell this story not for pity or praise, but because some truths must outlive those who bury them. Faith isn't measured by obedience, but by the courage to stand when the world demands you kneel. If you carry a secret that poisons your sleep, speak even if your voice shakes. Some wounds only heal in the